Hey, folks. Ryan here again with the CactusCon crew, and I am now sitting virtually with Aaron, who gave a great talk on using some tools that apparently, based on the chatter in Discord, some folks just weren't aware of, and or at least the features of them, to do some really cool stuff, finding things that your general forensic tools maybe just don't show you. So, hey, thank you for joining us, Aaron. Really, really appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me.
So we're going to go ahead and start with our giveaway, and then we'll get right into our Q&A. Oh, that rhymed. How cute. So we're giving away the Complete Boot Rogue Strategy Guide, 3 physical books that we're going to be shipping out. So I'm going to go ahead and declare the winners right now. Survey says. All right. Our winners are Conehead, Make-A-Wish Kid, and Quintuple Y. Why? So, awesome. Congratulations. I will start the next giveaway, which is a $50 Amazon gift card when we're done with the Q&A. So, Aaron, some fun stuff came up in the chat, actually, and we also had some fun comment on YouTube for you here. So,
Perfect.
One thing is I actually noticed in the background, and we had you grab them, is you've got some No Starch press books right next to you. So,
boom. Boom.
The IDA book, and then some folks call it a replacement, some folks call it an augmentation, the Ghidra book.
The Ghidra book, yep.
Yeah, off air, we were just talking about a bunch of malware analysis stuff. And so quick little plug, I saw him over his shoulder and I was like, hey, that's one of our sponsors. So shout out to No Starch. Thanks again for being a sponsor. And, proof is in the pudding. Folks who know what they're doing, they have their books on the shelf. So that was super ad-like, but that's all right. Folks who know what they're doing have their books on their shelf.
Have their books on their shelves, yeah.
That's good stuff. All right.
Or on their nightstand, yeah.
Yeah, right. Every night I read a chapter. So we had someone, NetZ is the name, say, I love how he runs strings as the first thing. And I copied that right away to bring it up. Is that one of your go-tos for starting things off?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and it, like all things, it just depends. But if I can isolate something, pivot on it really quick, and then build some sort of strings-based text file that you can rapidly search through, that is definitely one of my go-tos for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm famous myself for running strings and piping content into XXD. Like instead of running file, I just
all the time. Yep.
Yeah, it's like I forget file, just XXD it real quick. What is this? What's in here? And run strings on it. That was awesome. Seeing that right away, you're like, oh, okay. I see you. And then someone else made the comment, wow, volatility has a shell. I did not know that. Super useful.
It is super useful. Yeah.
I don't want to say a better comment, but another comment that even took it a little bit further is our buddy JJ Styles, who's just having quite the conference today. Says this talk could also be called Half the Story, or rather, how the vol shell and mal find your way to the motherland of hidden executable code. And I was like, yeah, you just copy paste that title. Boop, and there it is.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, and there's a lot to be said with that, though. I mean, being able to just real quickly and, pivot and granularly dive in, you save a ton of time, and being able to just manually manipulate that is super, super quick and useful.
Yeah, man. So time-wise, your talk went toward the hour, so we'd only have like 3 minutes or so going on here. So I just I wanted to bring up something, and we kind of touched on it offline, but radar, or just call it R2 framework.
R2, yep.
Yeah, R2. Personally, I never jumped into the deep end with R2, so I've been sticking to the tools like we were talking about offline. But you mentioned you like to stay in the command line and use it. Do you have any just general, whether it be tips, tricks, or any just comments on it, or, why you would chose to include that out of all the frameworks that I know you're familiar with, in the talk?
I mean, I chose to include that one because you could pivot really quick and stay in the command line, and then sort of double check, are we looking at potentially shellcode, right? So, when we looked at that second memory sample with the no-op sled, I was able to dump that section, and then we were able to look and see, are we seeing like legitimate opcode that's being converted into assembly? And you could do that super fast without having to then launch something, say like Ghidra, create a case, analyze the file, and then go through it. You can just do it right there from the command line, super quick. Because all you're doing is a real quick just shellcode emulation check, basically, and you're good to go.
Yeah, I like it. But so you brought that up, actually, shellcode emulation. Do you have any favorites? Yeah, SCDBG or any other?
Yeah, so I mean, SCDBG for sure. Even though it is limited with being 32-bit, but the folks from the FireEye team released this thing called Speakeasy. So I've been playing around with Speakeasy a little bit, and then the Queuing framework as well. I don't know if you are familiar with that one as well. So both of those will allow you to do shellcode emulation. But the one I've been playing with over the last couple of weeks, or probably like month and a half now, has definitely been the Speakeasy framework. Because you can emulate binaries as well as shellcode, and as well as like even drivers, which is great. So
yeah, shout out to the FireEye and the Flare group in general. It's difficult to do any kind of reversing without bringing them up in conversation or pulling out.
Yeah.
And it's or heck, using the Flare VM. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just so pervasive.
For sure.
So yeah. All right. Well, time-wise, we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. Thank you very, very much for the talk. I'm a huge malware guy myself, so I was super excited when I saw the submission. I was like, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Thanks.
Great execution on it. Really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and start the next giveaway, and then we are going to move on. Our next talk starts very shortly here. So the next giveaway is a $50 Amazon gift card sponsored by Digital Shadows. So Digital Shadows is one of our supporter level sponsors this year, and we thank them very much for being as much. And they're also going to be giving away a $50 Amazon gift card. So I'm going to go ahead and start that right now. As soon as I go into the right tool, right there, and go. So that should pop up for you now. There it is. So everyone head on over to the giveaways and give it a thumbs up for Digital Shadows' $50 Amazon gift card. And again, Aaron, thank you so much for hanging out with us, man.
No, thanks for having me. Cheers.
All right. See ya.